What's up, guys? Welcome back. I have come to realize that when I'm working with our buyers down here, a lot of them don't know all of the steps that we need to do when it comes to buying a home. And of course, it's one of the biggest purchases that you can make. So today we are going to go through that whole process so that you kind of know what to expect once you're ready to be a homeowner. So there are 8 crucial steps, and we're going to talk about them right now. All right, so we are going to go through 8 main steps to buying a house, the process of buying a home. So number 1 is to determine your finances. Number 2, get pre-approval from a mortgage lender. Number 3, pick a great neighborhood. Number 4, choose a real estate agent. Number 5, begin searching for your home. Number 6, you are submitting offers. Number 7, do appraisals and inspections. And number 8 is your final checks and closing agreements. Okay, so that first step is really determining your finances. You really need to think about whether or not you are going to be a good qualified buyer. Are you in the right position to get in, buy a home? Because you have to think about your monthly payments, what is going to be included, things like taxes, insurance, and there are some extra expenses that might come along with it depending on what kind of buyer you are. So when you are setting up your finances to go buy a home, you really need to know what the lenders are looking for when they're assessing your finances. They're looking at credit scores, credit reports. You also want to save for a down payment. Of course, bigger is better, although there are lots of programs out there that will allow you to buy a home with little to no down payment. So really explore your options and shop around when it comes to that. I personally would suggest talking to an actual lender because a mortgage broker lender is going to go out and shop around for you to find the best rates and the discounts and things like that. You also want to start to measure your debt to income ratio. So how much debt you have compared to the income that you are actually bringing in. So those are some of the things to think about when you go and talk about that first step, which is determining your finances. And that moves us on to step number 2, which is then going and getting a pre-approval for a mortgage from the lender. So once you get all of those things worked out, you're going to be able to talk to the lender and they're going to let you know how much you can afford. And then you'll get that little pre-approval letter, which means that you are ready for the next step. All right, next section, I had to move to the other side of the room because, I don't know why, just to change it up. So the next step in the process is then moving on to picking a great neighborhood. So if you are completely relocating, then it's really difficult to actually know a lot about the neighborhood and things like that. You can, of course, get on and do research. It's so convenient that we have so many resources at our disposal today. So you could get on, do resource, and find out some information about the neighborhood. You can find out about crime rates, of course. You can find out about schools if that's something that you need. You can find out about different conveniences or places that you like. But honestly, the best way is to talk to a local, and the local is going to be a real estate agent, which is the next step. So this is what we pride ourselves in, us ourselves personally, of course. I love it, is knowing things about the neighborhood and the place that we live in. So we can, of course, as a real estate agent, realtor, answer those questions for you about anything you need to know about the neighborhood. You know, I have a lot of people that come in and they're like, well, we want to be really close to the water. Okay, I can answer that for you. I got a great place for you. We want to be really close to 75 because it's convenient for us to get to work. Okay, I got the great place for you. So your local person or local realtor is going to be able to really answer those questions. But of course, getting on and doing some research online will help you out with that as well. So pick a great neighborhood and pick a realtor. So again, with picking a realtor, figure out how you vibe with the person. And after having a conversation, we all can kind of read people just by having conversations and seeing, this person is someone that really understands what I'm asking for, what I'm looking for, and is, going to pay attention to really helping me to find the right place. So things are the things that help us to find the business professional that is going to help you find that perfect home. All right, the next step in the process, I think, is a fun step, unless it takes you a really long time to find the home. But it is starting to search and look for homes. So once you've gotten to the point, you have kind of a checklist of all the things that you want, you know what your price range is, then you can hand off that information to your realtor, and then they are going to go in and start searching for available homes in the areas that you want to see homes in. And it really does give you an idea of what a certain amount of money can get you in an area. And of course, your realtor should, this is what I do for people, is I go say, after people find a home that really like, I will give them comparables and see about where the price point should be to kind of help you with that next step, which is submitting offers. Because you don't want to be in a place where the home is completely overpriced and are putting in an offer, and then you could have some appraisal issues. But that is a story for another day. But going in, looking at different homes in different areas and really getting an idea of what you want is that fun step of beginning the search for your homes. And once you find a place, we move on to the next step, which is submitting offers. So again, you should ask your realtor to give you some comparables of the homes that have sold in that area so that you kind of know where a good starting off point for an offer will be. Your realtor, you really can lean on them for advice as far as where should I be putting in my offer, but that next step is putting in an offer, and then you have a little waiting period. It's usually about 24 hours to wait to see if your offer gets accepted. So it can be accepted, it can be rejected, or they can come back with a counter offer. And then a little bit of the negotiating process starts there. But don't worry, your trusted realtor is working on your behalf to make sure that you are going to get the home for the best price that makes sense for you and for the market. All right, congratulations. You have gotten a submitted offer and it has been accepted. You are now officially under contract. So what is next? The next part is you will have a due diligence period. So that's anywhere from 7 to 10 days to basically get your house inspected. So you always want to do some kind of inspection on your home just to make sure that what you're buying is what you think that you signed up for. So basically, an inspector will come in and they will inspect everything on the home, and you will get a full report. It usually costs anywhere from $300 to $500 depending on the size of the home, but it is so worth it. And this is such an important thing to do because they're going to check out the roof, they're going to check out the air conditioner, they're going to check out if there's a pool issues, all things with your appliances, your lighting, everything that you need to know about one of the biggest purchases that you're going to make. So the inspection is a very important part, and it kind of turns into another period of another negotiating situation. So let's say for some reason there is a hole in the roof. Okay, that's a little extreme, but you don't want to buy a house that has a hole in the roof. So what you would then do is take the report and talk to your realtor, and your realtor is really going to help guide you along with this process. Basically, what you can do is either ask for a reduction in the price, or you can ask for a concession, which means that you'll get money back from the seller to help you pay for that hole in the roof, or you can just get the roof fixed. We typically like to suggest that you get some kind of concession so that you can choose the person that you want to do the work for you. But within that 7 to 10 day period, that the earnest deposit money, which we will talk about a little bit more in depth in another video, is completely safe throughout that period. And you will then come to a new negotiation based on different things that come up with the house. Now, hopefully you go through the house and it's a very clean, beautiful looking inspection. You don't have to worry about any of that. But if there are things that come up in the inspection that you want to be addressed, this is the time where you and your realtor really work hard with the seller to come up with some kind of agreement. Here's an example. If, for instance, they find out that the roof needs to be replaced, and for some reason you're not going to be able to get any kind of good insurance rates because the roof needs to be replaced. That is something that you definitely either don't want to move forward with on the house, or you would want to go ahead and ask for some kind of concession or to get it fixed, something like that. Now, roofs here can cost anywhere from $15,000 up to maybe $25,000, averaging around the $18,000 range. So you could work out with your realtor, hey, we are going to try to ask for half of the money to get the roof fixed, or the whole amount. Possibly, it could be negotiated in there. You never know. It doesn't happen a whole lot. And hopefully you don't have any of those issues, but if so, it's typical that you are under contract already, and usually the sellers want to work with you. We are in a more stable market right now where it's not so much competition, so it's really great that the buyers have a little bit more edge on negotiating with contracts, and I talked a little bit about that in one of my latest videos, so take a look. I don't know what site it's on, but take a look at that one. All right, after we have come back to an agreement on what is going to happen with any repairs, if there are any repairs, then we move on to closing statements and getting ready to close. Now, when we get to that point, you will, as the buyer, get a list, and so you'll have some final numbers of what to expect and what to bring to closing. Your realtor will probably be there with you through that whole process, and then you get to sign a whole book of papers, and then congratulations, you are officially a and then that's it. You're a home buyer. It's super exciting. So like I said, it's kind of a big process when it comes to buying a home, but from my point of view, I will be there to walk you through the entire process. I love teaching others about this process, and I love helping people to find new homes, whether they are sizing up, sizing down, or just moving to a new location, whatever the case may be, we love to do that. So please, if you got any value about this information, please share it with somebody, hit the like button and the notification bell, and oh yeah, subscribe, of course. So thank you for tuning in, and we will see you on the next one. Peace out.